Toronto Blue Jays have made multiple moves, including one very interesting move and one that surprised a lot of people. We're going to break down exactly what that is and discuss what it means going forward, as well as multiple huge Toronto Blue Jays updates to go over today following yet another disastrous game that has fans fired up. We're going to break all that down in this episode, but before we get into it, if you're part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel and you're enjoying the daily Jays content, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I know the Jays are on a losing streak right now. Vibes are a little bit low. They're going to bounce back. Things will be good, but it mean the world to myself if you could hit the subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, a ton to go over today. Now, obviously, yesterday's game was a wash. You're going up against a fantastic pitcher on the Astros side yesterday, but regardless of that, we have a bunch of news that came out late last night after the game, a ton of different things. I want to start with the moves that have happened here, and I said in the intro that it was surprising. Not necessarily the fact that Esten Lucas was optioned to AAA in general, but the fact that it happened right now, which was, late last night, or it was like last night at some point. Prior to this, you think back to literally the day before yesterday, John Schneider came out into the plan right now is that Esten Lucas back out there starting. So a complete, 180 complete swing here. Esten Lucas has been sent down. Josh Walker has been recalled and will be active for today's game. Now, this is very interesting. Esten Lucas had 2 starts where he gave up no runs and then 2 starts where he's completely imploded. And we do have, some updates in the Jays plan here going forward. It is very intriguing to me that they decided to option him down. Now, obviously, he has been really bad, and I'm still fine with the decision. If you keep him on the team, it's probably, likely that every 5 days the Jays are going to get a loss. But at the same time, it's just a week or two removed from being I remember the third game, I believe it was against the Mets. Whenever his third start of the season was, there was everybody talking about, Buck Martinez, Dan Shulman were talking about how good he's been, how it's a, good feel-good story. Now, just 2 weeks later, things hit you fast. He is done for. He is out of the major leagues. So it is a very interesting, decision that they went, with it just after the start for Esten Lucas. John Schneider came out and said, "Hey, we're going to keep riding with him." Blah blah blah. They decided to actually change their mind and cut ties. Now, Josh Walker, he's going to be interesting. He's been doing pretty good down there with the Bisons. That's not, not a ton of there's not a ton of excitement surrounding him. Basically, just a depth piece. However, what this means now going forward for the team as we, go into the game tonight, the Blue Jays are planning to skip the 5th spot only once and return to a 5-starter rotation for the next trip through, per manager John Schneider. So because of the days off that they have, they're able to avoid Esten Lucas' spot, which is why they sent him down and keep him stretched out. But also, they don't want his spot coming up. They didn't want to, have a pencil loss. The Jays are only now 1 game above 500 after being 4 games above 500. So it is interesting. And as you look at the specific rotation that, John Schneider is going to be going after, it's, of course, Monday, which already happened yesterday. Kevin Gausman, they lost. Chris Bassett tonight, and then you have Bowden Francis. They're going to take Thursday to get off. And then, of course, Berríos, then back to Gausman. So they don't get the extra rest, which is the polar opposite of what we were hearing just yesterday and a couple of days ago as it pertains to the actual rotation. Like, it is literally, or not yesterday, sorry, a couple of days ago as it pertains to the rotation, just a polar opposite switch from going, yeah, okay, we're going to rock with Esten Lucas. We don't want to, fatigue our starters to, okay, we're not going to necessarily fatigue them in the long term, but until, whenever the next pitcher is going to come back, Max Scherzer starting to look better, all these different things. You have, of course, this the 5th spot being shifted. So they're going to be rocking a short rotation for the time being, a 4-man rotation for now. And it's going to be interesting to see, especially as, Max Scherzer starts to improve. Reports have come out that he's starting to, get better and better. We'll have a video coming out for that either later today or heading into tomorrow. Because there's a lot of updates surrounding, not just Max Scherzer, but injuries in general. Let's dive right into them. We'll start with the Erik Swanson update you can see at the top. And there's also, of course, a Dalton Varsho and an Nick Sandlin update. So a million updates to go over. Let's start with Erik Swanson. He's throwing a bullpen on Tuesday in Florida. He pitched a sim game over the weekend. Following the bullpen, Swanson could head straight out on a rehab assignment or throw one more sim game / live BP before beginning one. Of course, talking about his rehab assignment and going down there. So Swanson slowly, we're going to be returning. And of course, with their bullpen right now, you have Dylan Tate, you have Paxton Schultz, you have Josh Walker now. It's going to be an interesting next few games, especially given the fact that, again, for the next week or so, they're going to be running, well, really just one, spot through the order. They're going to be rocking a short rotation. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. But as it pertains to Erik Swanson, he's probably going to be coming back somewhat soon. Again, he's going to be facing the pen tomorrow after his live BP / sim game. Now, on Dalton Varsho's side, and we'll dive into Erik Swanson again in a minute, but focusing on Dalton Varsho for a second, He will join the Bisons on Tuesday to continue his rehab assignment. Hope is he plays 5 of the remaining 6 games this weekend, and will be returned this weekend isn't off the table. The Jays will evaluate him on Wednesday or Thursday and make a call. So this is, each day we'll probably get some more updates for him. And when you look at the actual schedule, that series is the Yankees series. So a few days. He could be returning in a few days. And we'll have a full video covering that because at this point it's still up in the air surrounding that. And focus is going to be on Esten Lucas, or not Esten Lucas. The focus, of course, is going to be on getting him back, but also getting some of the bullpen guys back. So it's going to be interesting to see how specifically quick Dalton Varsho comes back. We're hearing maybe even this weekend, which I would love that. We'll have an update on Thursday when he comes out and makes a call. But things are going to, the Jays right now are in a rough spot. Their offense is absolutely terrible. They can't hit home runs. Bo hasn't hit a home run in months. You have a ton of different things going on. The offense is completely just atrocious. The pitching staff is starting to, alter a little bit. But what matters the most right now is getting the team healthy. You get Varsho back, you get Swanson back, you get Scherzer back, you get, everyone else back, Alek Manoah in August, Ricky Tiedemann, all these different guys. The team is going to come along. Offense is going to happen eventually, and getting Dalton Varsho back is going to stretch out that lineup tenfold. The left-handed power hitter, it's going to help a lot, and for him to return in the coming days is going to be very exciting, even though, of course, the Jays now are on a bit of a losing streak, which is why tonight is, a pretty important game. And again, he's traveling to Buffalo. He will start playing tomorrow. Hope is to play 5 in the next 6 days, and then New York is not out of a return. Will know more Wednesday. So I don't want them to rush him either. Of course, this is the toughest month of the year for the Toronto Blue Jays. As long as you get out at around 500, a 500 pace is fine. That's what we've been saying all season long. Then you get some easy, get more of a Mickey Mouse schedule there going forward into the April, May, or May, June, July, August, September. So hopefully, Dalton Varsho, he's a beast. Hopefully we can get him back defensively, offensively. The players that start off really good are starting to slowly falter now a little bit. Like Andres Menez isn't hitting. He has the most home runs in the team. He hasn't hit a home run in a month. But regardless of that, he's slowly starting to get better. Slowly starting to get a little bit worse in the hitting department. Miles Straw starting to come back down to earth. Alan Roden, guys of that nature. Will Wagner. So you're going to need those guys, particularly to lock in and even have your MLB guys come back. And they've been without Dalton Varsho now for the entirety of the season. Now, let's also touch on Nick Sandlin, because Nick Sandlin, sneaky, has been fantastic this season so far for the Jays. He has a right leg injury. He will receive a PRP injection in Toronto on Tuesday. Blue Jays hope it will speed up his recovery process. So the goal for Nick Sandlin is to be back soon as well. And again, these series are going to be brutal. You're on a road trip now, so your next home series, of course, on the 29th. So that's next Tuesday against the Boston Red Sox to finish out the month. You need to be able to take the next couple games from the Astros and taking a couple games from the Yankees. They're all 3-game series, so there's no splitting. You have to just take them, win the series. That's the only focus right now, is win the series. And of course, they're going to be on a short bullpen simply because of the fact that they optioned down Esten Lucas to keep him fresh for, if A, they keep him returning, or B, he needs to get regular reps. His command for his off-speed pitches has been terrible. His command, his fastball has been terrible. So hopefully the Jays can get back to what we literally saw 3 days ago when they were 12-8, and now they're 12-11. So life hits you fast, Jays hit you fast, and it's going to be interesting the next few days. But that'll wrap it up. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest news, and hopefully Dalton Varsho's a beast. Come back soon.